All right, so now we're going to do the external rotator cuff. So you're going to start with the client being supine, face up on the table. Now, I would recommend that you have the client scoot to the edge of the table here. For this one, specifically, both of these, external and internal, because if they do have good mobility in their shoulder, the table itself is going to inhibit the stretch and stop you from taking the client through the range of motion that they need to get an effective stretch. The hand placement here is going to be one thumb on the palm of the hand, supporting their wrist. That way you have a firm grip, but you don't have to squeeze it very hard. So not a lot of pressure, just being able to control it firmly. The resistance here is going to be very, very light because it is a sensitive area. Kind of think it almost as tendons. It's not very, very large muscle, and it's part of the shoulder joint, so it doesn't have a lot of support there, which is actually why in this one we're going to use either your hand. This is kind of a variation that you can do, is supporting the chest, kind of the outside of the shoulder with your hand here, or going down and using your forearm to rest on top of their shoulder, putting your hand on the table for the rest, to support yourself as well. So this will be kind of the position. The position of their arm, you want it to be going straight out, their hand and elbow, shoulder at a 90-degree angle. So this is the starting position, and you're also in a lunge stance. So take a lunge and have your left leg right underneath their elbow. So their elbow is pretty much, an arm is resting on your leg that's in a lunge forward position. From there, you'll put your forearm on their shoulder, or on the outside of their shoulder, more on their chest, and slowly go forward, and you're looking for that first point of resistance. As you can see here, I'm just doing it for an example, but I want to see how far you can go without me applying any pressure at all. Then I'll apply just a little bit of pressure with my thumb, and I feel that first point of resistance here. And how does that feel, Stephen?
That's good right there.
Is that good right there?
Yeah.
So in the first point of resistance alone, that's good enough for it to be effective. So because this one's such a sensitive area on certain people, especially that have tight shoulders mobility, you definitely want to be going at a tempo slower than almost any other stretch. So as you're going into the stretch, again, you're not applying any pressure at first. You're actually just letting the hand fall before you apply just a little bit of pressure. If a stretch range for most larger muscles is 3 to 5 on larger muscles, this is a smaller one, so you're going to want to be more now down near the 2-3 range of how much force you're actually applying to create the stretch to make it effective. So the duration on this one is going to be at least 15 seconds because it will take a little while for the client to relax. And you're just looking for the verbal cues with the client, a visual to see if they're squinting, and also touch cues to see if they're giving, as you're going to the stretch, if you start feeling more resistance in a weird spot, check in with them to make sure that it's not hurting them or causing pain, because either it's causing them pain or they're not relaxing. So then you need to coach them through breathing techniques, breathing movement hacks, to get them to relax, and try and coach them on relaxing into the stretch. That way they're not fighting against you here. So the tempo is real slow, duration about at least 15 seconds. The only variation to this one is, again, so putting their hand on the outside of the shoulder or using your forearm. So you kind of have that option there to see which one feels better on the client, which one is more effective for you. Any problems that you have on this one is that if they have anything going on with their shoulder, they could be really sensitive. So that's why you want to just have such a light touch, light pressure. And there's not really a lot of movement hacks that you want to do on the rotator cuffs. If you want to, if they have a problem with their mobility, I encourage you to analyze, assess what else is going on around the shoulder, chest, traps, lats, and their back, to see if there's anything else that you can go deeper on, any other muscles as far as to enhance their mobility. I wouldn't want you to overstretch the rotators too much on this one.